Alright, kids. Get some popcorn, get comfortable, because it's story time.
Welcome to the EDS Podcast. I'm Ashley.
I'm Ellis.
Jeffery.
Shyguy.
And I'm Nicole.
Our new guest.
Yes.
Alright, guys, so today we're going to tell you some stories about us. And to break the ice, let's start off with some embarrassing stories.
Okay.
So who's got something embarrassing that they want to tell everyone and everywhere?
Let me start.
Okay.
I thought so.
Of course, okay. Okay, let me tell you the one where I managed to embarrass myself in front of the most people at once.
Damn.
Probably. Okay, so senior year, I don't know why I decided to try out for Bye Bye Birdie, but I did. And okay, and I have horrible handwriting. So when it came to get called up to do the dance portion with the groups or whatever, they called out the wrong name. So I was waiting the whole time to get called up. And when they finally realized, it's like, hey, you didn't go up and dance, I was like, oh, whoops. And they were like, oh, it's okay, you can do it now. By yourself. And with anyone else who volunteers. So I can't dance. I was just in it for the
To win it?
I was just in it for whatever reason I was there. I was finding myself. I don't know. But I can't dance, so I was really worried because I can do like the other parts of it, but that was like I was really hoping I would be in the back. So being put like front center stage, being the only one evaluated at the time, and just have random people dancing behind me, it was really embarrassing. I didn't remember any of the moves. I kind of just shuffled around, and at the end I kind of just, and I just kind of just shrugged, and just at the end I just kind of, well, you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, that's
What
that's
dance
how
did you do?
I literally, like, when I say shuffled around, I literally just kind of moved my legs around, and then at one point I kind of tried to do the skipping thing, which was, like, the only move I actually remembered. It didn't pan out.
I remember you doing
At
the
all.
skipping scene.
Yeah.
I think I got a story. Damn, I don't really think I have any embarrassing stories.
No!
Because, like...
Damn.
I thought you were going to go next
knows.
because you said you have embarrassing stories for days.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Nicole's so cute.
Because, like, I was just, like, focusing on the Shy story, and I was like, dang, I gotta think of a story for myself. I don't really have anything embarrassing.
Well, okay. This one's probably, like, the most traumatic experience in my life.
Oh dear.
I mean, it's not, like, serious. There's nothing serious, but, like...
Oh, cool.
Okay.
You should definitely put in traumatic stories.
Not too. But yeah, basically, freshman year of college, there was a dorm party, we were drinking and whatnot, and, like, things just got really weird really fast, and, like, I don't know what was going on, people were on the floor, like, doing things that are, like, are against my, like, pure... you know, just way of living, and I was just...
What things were these?
Basically, like...
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let's just say, like, there was no boundaries when it came to, like, sexual orientation. Nobody cared that night. It was... Anyways. So
So there was a massive orgy on the floor.
Yeah. In other words.
I mean, anyways, yeah. And so I got really uncomfortable, so I just sat in, like, my little corner, and there was some dude...
I got really uncomfortable, as people typically do at orgies.
And so, I sat in a corner, and, like, you know how in dorms there are, like, bunk beds? There's some dude passed out on the top bunk. And I just met him that day, so, like, I didn't know him, it was just whatever. And so I, you know, being the smart person I am, I sat, like, right under him. And then, you know, all out of nowhere, I just feel, like, warm, like, drippy stuff on my head. And I start screaming, and I'm like, what is and I completely sobered up. And everyone
That instant you got sober.
and
It's the
everyone
cure
just
for being
starts
drunk.
everyone just started staring at me, and like my two friends, they pulled me and just like took me to the bathroom and just started washing my hair in the sink. And I was just like, on the verge of tears. I was like, I can't do this. And I was just like, I was so angry and like just embarrassed at like myself.
Not even
God.
upset, just I'm angry because he pissed on my head.
He didn't piss, he threw up.
Oh! God.
When you said warm liquid, I'm like, okay, this dude passed
It
out
was
of the...
warm,
No,
chunky liquid.
I imagined like something else.
So did I.
I thought
Yeah.
it was
Pee.
Not
pee.
that, y'all, my
Not that.
I thought
the
it was
other
pee.
liquids.
Okay.
Ew!
Oh, no,
That's
no,
why I
no.
was
Yeah,
disgusted.
that's what I thought it was.
No,
Okay.
he was literally he just, you know, his body decided to puke at that moment. And I was crying, and like my hair smelled bad. And like the next day, I walk into like the common room, and he comes up to me. He's like, "I'm so sorry," and he starts hugging me, and I'm like, "It's okay."
Why are you touching me?
I'm so sorry!
It's fine, whatever. And I was so like slick pissed. I was like, let me chill, like, cause I don't even know this fool, and it's not even worth my time. So yeah, that traumatized me for like a good few weeks.
It's
Oh,
okay.
God.
I threw up on Peach.
She did
Oh.
it.
Oh, God.
I never let it go.
Honestly, at this point, it's like it's so legendary in my head that I can't let it go either. I'll always
It was when we were
remember.
at Michelle's house.
Mhm.
She was sick, right?
Yeah, I was sick, and
One day she went to bed like that night, and the next morning she was like still in bed, and I was just like playing with Smash Bros.
Mhm.
And we were like, ooh. And then Shy gets up, and she's like, I don't feel good. And I turn around, I was like, what? And then
That's
she
when
like,
you know.
yeah, and then she like
No.
threw up on me and the mattress on the floor.
in my defense, the shirt she was wearing was really ugly.
She right, it was really ugly.
So really, like, was it that big of a loss? I think not.
Man, I've got a bunch of, like, vomit stories, cause when I was younger, like, in elementary school, I was, like, I just got into, like, laughing a lot, and so when I laughed, I wouldn't digest my food.
Oh.
So, on top of that, I'd also eat really fast, because, you know, I'm a kid, I don't know anything. So I'm just, like, eating a bunch of food, and then my friend Andre is, like, telling a joke, and then I just bust into laughter, and then I just, like, I don't feel so good. I just throw up everywhere. And this went from 2nd grade when I got there till I left in 5th grade. I was the kid that threw up all the time, and everyone knew me as that kid that threw up all the time. And I was just like, why? Why am I this kid? It was awful, but like no one made fun of me for it. They just like poke fun. They'd be like, "Are you gonna throw up again?" I'm like, "Oh, shut up!"
They
Like-
start joshing on you. You think it's funny. You really do throw up. There was like this like car trip or whatever, and then I was like, Mommy, I really have to, I don't feel good. She was like, no estés exagerando, like, don't exaggerate. And I was like, no, really. So we stop by at this random store. We go in, it's part restaurant, and people are eating their tacos. As soon as I walk in, I just throw up on the floor. Everyone just stops because they're, like, eating.
It's
And
the
then
tacos.
the cashier just looked at me, and I was just like,
I think,
See, mommy, I told you.
yeah, right?
yeah.
It's not a fizz, Mom.
I think puking stories will be embarrassing no matter what. Unless
Okay.
you're like by yourself, like in the comfort of your own home.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
that reminds me. I went to like a petting zoo or something when I was a kid in like elementary school. I don't know what grade it was. It was like 1st grade or 2nd grade.
There
or
were
something.
deer.
No, petting zoos are interesting. Keep
Thank
going.
you.
My bad.
Anyway,
Continue.
I don't remember much except the petting zoo and then my sandwich. Anyway, I don't know what happened. I think it's a sandwich. But like, I got on the bus and then I threw up. And everyone didn't want to sit next to me after. They gave me like a plastic. They gave me a plastic bag
To put on your head?
to like hold on to, in case I were like to throw up again. And like I remember looking back and everyone was just like, there was like 2 spaces of seats just away from me.
That's
I
how
was in
you
the
want it.
front behind the bus driver.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be in like the back, and everyone's just like, "Get away from her! She's a loner."
Sure, that's how you want to remember it. They probably were just like, man, that girl's a creep.
Oh,
Don't talk to her. I hear she likes anime.
I didn't even get into anime at that age.
Sure.
We all have our phases.
Jeffrey, you got any embarrassing stories?
Come on,
Since
Jeffrey.
we're on the topic of vomit,
Nice.
I'm just gonna go to like the anus, the complete opposite end
Oh
of
my
that.
god!
Oh,
Well, it's actually like a mix of both.
Better out than in.
No. Okay, what
So
was
I
it?
shit bricks.
I think it
Full
was,
bricks.
Should be.
it's more like before the bricks are made, like when they have to like make the bricks. Yeah. Okay, I think I was like 10. I don't know what it was. We went to like it was like a family friends kind of like cookout or whatever, and I was like, man, had a bunch of food. I was like, man, this is awesome. Started playing with the kids. Oh man, this is cool. I'm having a good time. Then I think like an hour later, I'm like sitting down, and then all of a sudden I was like, I don't feel good. It's like, yeah. See, but it wasn't like the next second. I was like, oh, I don't feel good. So I was like, and then it started getting worse. My stomach was all like acting up, and I was like, So then it was like we just went home, and I was like, all right, it'll probably pass on the car ride. Car ride, it's gone. Come back. I'm just sitting in my room at home. Another hour later, it's just like it just got like 10 times worse. I was like, let me take a shower, maybe I'll feel better. That was probably the worst thing to do.
You just sweat.
I was like naked, I'm just like sweating, it's hot and steamy. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. And then it was just like, oh, I gotta go. So I just like throw up in the toilet. I was like, oh. I didn't know what the problem was. No, it's not over yet.
But wait, there's more.
And I was like, oh, I was just throwing up for about a good 10 minutes and then just stopped. But I felt like it was gonna keep coming, so I was just kind of holding it back.
Gross.
Then I was like, Dad, can we go to the hospital? I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital.
Wow, son.
And he's like, yeah, sure, son. He's like, yeah, I think we need to go too. So we went to the hospital. I'm just kind of in the car, laying on the window,
No.
just letting the breeze hit my head. Feels all nice and good. Get to the hospital. It's like, oh, my son, it's an emergency. Can we talk to somebody? I was just like, yeah, sure. Can we talk to somebody? Oh, I feel good. I was like, I went up to the front desk. I was like, help. I actually went up like screaming to them. I was just like, help me. I don't know what's wrong. And they're like, alright, calm down. We're going to be with you in a second. Just sit over there. I was just like, alright, fine. Fucking hospitals.
Excuse me, sir. There are dying people right here. I can work with you later.
If you vomit on them, they can't ignore you. Right away, sir.
What? Words I live by.
Excuse me, can
Did you
right away, sir.
So, I don't know how long it was when I was sitting down. But then, the little nurse lady or whatever came up and it's like, alright, it's time to go. So, they just kind of picked me up. But as soon as they pick me up, it's just like a projectile just lays out across the floor. It's just
The doctor's like, as they're holding you, they're like, I have to rethink my job. Like,
Right.
choices.
and
When
well,
you're sick and the teacher asks you to find the function of X.
Oh my god.
Type 1 or type 2?
Very good, Jeffrey, but I was looking for a parabola.
Children, quick! What is the slope?
It's Jimmy's desk.
Oh, Jesus.
it gets worse, but I think we should just keep
Okay.
going.
No, I
Yeah,
want to
no,
hear
no, no.
this.
Oh,
I
God.
want to
damn
hear
it.
this.
You must have been so dehydrated.
I don't know what it was.
Like,
Did you have food? That sounds like food poisoning.
Yeah, it's what
It
it
may have
sounds
been
like
what
too.
It sounds like food poisoning.
What was it? So, okay. So, where was I? Oh, yeah, the projectile vomit. So, as that was happening, I felt a sudden warmth in my pants.
Oh.
And it wasn't from, like, urine. So, I realized something horrible was going on. I didn't know what it was. and it started like creeping down my leg a little bit.
No.
But then the fact that happened, it made me like want to throw up even more. And I kind of like smelt it for a little bit,
Dude,
and that just set it off again. So I feel like, but throwing up caused the other thing to happen.
Poopy pants, Jeffery.
So like the nurse was just like afraid of me. But she like took my hand and just walked me off into like the little doctor's room, like it's her job.
Don't throw up, Ellis.
You were definitely like.
I'm not gonna lie, like she deserved a raise or something. She was probably like the nicest nurse I've ever met. Because at first it was like disgust, but then like she was like smiling and all happy the whole time. I was like, oh my god, she's amazing. She's so nice.
Once you pass the point of no return, it's like, what else can you do but smile?
She was like disgusted that she remembered how much she's getting paid, so she smiles.
I just imagine this torrent of vomit and shit coming out of Jeffrey's hole.
Why are you thinking about his holes, though?
Oh.
Please, no.
Just like, he has to poop because he's vomiting, he has to vomit to poop. It's a vicious cycle that never ends.
I can't.
Alright, so moving on from these embarrassing ass vomit stories.
Please.
That's all our embarrassing stories.
Please.
I know that a lot of us have gone to school. I know Jeffrey and I are in college right now. And you, Ashley, you just graduated like back in May?
Yeah, I'm a late graduate.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Better late than never.
Right.
Exactly. So, does anybody got any stories from their time at school?
Yes. Oh my god. Okay.
Don't even know.
You don't though, because like, okay, I love telling this story because actually I wasn't like the one embarrassing myself. It was my mom actually. Okay, so back in like 6th grade or whatever, like my mom actually went to like those open house things, right? So we're meeting all.
You mean like you're supposed to do as a good parent?
No.
Like, okay, so like she goes, right, and then she's like meeting teachers and stuff, and she was like, oh my gosh, you have a male teacher? You've never had a male teacher before. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And so we're there, right, and she's like, okay, she's Guatemalan, she doesn't speak that much English, but she like really wanted to try and impress herself, like she was just like, so she tried out a new phrase that she's never used before.
Oh gosh.
So she's there, and then we're leaving or whatever, and then she was like, okay, goodbye, Mr. Guy. His name was Mr. Guy, and then he was like, oh, okay, and she turns to him, and she was like, I'll miss you, and then she, like, left, and then I just started dying. See, she wasn't with my dad, it was just us, so she was just like, all like, oh my gosh, I'll miss you, oh my gosh, bye-bye, like, and I was just like, mom, like, I was just laughing, because the look on his face, he didn't know whether to be like, oh yeah, that's cool, or just like turn around and pretend he didn't hear. So I asked her, I was like, why did you say it? She was like, I was trying to say, it's nice to meet you. Like, that was her original intent. It's nice to meet you, and I was like, you just told him that you'd miss him.
Is that where you get your awkwardness, where you're like, alright, I'll say, bye. I love you.
No, like, my mom, the thing is, she doesn't feel, like, embarrassment. She'll, like, oh my gosh, she's, like, made up this song about how bad she wants to pee, and she'll, like, sing it out loud with people around. She has no filter, she has no shame. So even after
she is Guatemalan.
Those are, like, the best parents.
Even after I told her that what she said was embarrassing, she was like, oh, well, haha, now your teacher will think I'm hitting on him. That's hilarious. And I was like, Mom, please.
He gives you an extra grade. He's like, tell your mom I said hi. You're just like, Puppy.
Latina mom humor is like not like humor at all. It's just really awkward and uncomfortable.
It is.
It's
Ashley, you got anything from school?
one time, this is at open campus. I think it was like an early bell schedule thingy because I only had a second and third period. Yeah, or third period. Well, whichever. And they're like, "Oh yeah, come in early to pick up your class schedule, or not. You can come whenever you're ready." And I was like, "I'm gonna sleep in." And when I come in, it's like at lunch. I was like, "Oh hi guys, blah blah blah." And they're like, "Did you hear?" And I was like, "About what?" And they're like, "Someone put out a gun at school." And I was like, "What?"
Alright.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy was fighting with this other guy." They pulled out a gun, and then like everyone was like, "Hey!" And then they chased him, and then he got away. But like, I was like, "What? This is the shit that goes on in the mornings?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I'm really wow. Okay then."
Wait, do you remember that one time at lunch where the kid threw a brick at somebody?
Yes, I was about to talk about that. I was just about to talk about that. That was hilarious.
That kid.
No, something different happened to. Okay,
Wait, quick story.
Who's
it's this kid at our school. He's
The most
super
popular
awkward.
kid at our school.
hashtag who's
Okay, so in the downstairs in Coach Knox's room, which is an engineering classroom at our school, there was this kid that was like trying to pick a fight with another kid, and so he tried to fight the kid and he got his ass kicked. So then the next day at lunch, since they had the same lunch period, this dude that got his ass kicked brought a brick to school. And he's sitting like right across from the dude that kicked his ass the day before. So then he throws the brick at the kid, and the kid dodges it. And then he jumps out and beats his ass again.
Oh my god.
And it was the funniest thing anyone told us.
Dunking on your whole life right there.
Oh
Came up and
shit.
started stepping on the kid. Like actually stomping on him.
Yes.
Oh my god, it was hilarious. And then the other story with really weird, awkward kid at our high school.
Who's apparently popular.
We'll call him. Yeah, everyone knows him.
Everyone knows.
Yeah,
The
everyone
most
knows
popular
him.
kid at our school.
We were sitting in lunch, and then one of my friends was just like talking to me, and then he goes, "Hey dude, look over here." And we all go like, "What?" And he throws a ketchup packet down down the table, and just like right down the table,
God,
and we're all just like, "What? Why are you throwing a ketchup packet?" And then one of the security officers saw him and was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you throwing shit?" And then he made him stay after everyone was dismissed. And we just like look back at him sitting at the table, and he's like sitting all alone finishing his lunch, and he looks super sad, and we all laughed because it was the funniest thing.
That's
It
really
was hilarious.
Bendito.
I see why he has problems now.
There was also this kid that was like, do you ever remember when you ate outside? There was that one kid that would always throw the fucking
I didn't even understand any of that. It was just an explosion.
I heard orange.
There was this random kid, like in our school we have like the cafeteria that you could sit in, or if it's like a really nice day, you could sit outside at the courtyard.
Yeah, good times.
And so this kid would be outside all the time, and he'd just take an orange and just throw it down the feet, like through the courtyard, and then he'd go get it, run back, and then do it again.
Was he like some of those?
No,
What?
he was just some random kid.
Wait. How old did he look?
He was our age.
Are you sure? Because that makes me think.
He was like a junior.
If not, he was a year younger than us.
Except
Because there's this one kid that went to Tucker who looked like he was a fucking 5th grader, and I was like, why?
One of the football players saw him in the cafeteria.
Oh, I know the story.
He's like, "Hey, son, you look lost." The kid just like looks up at him. He doesn't say anything. "Just come with me. We're gonna find your parents."
Oh
So he
shit.
just took him by like the shoulder and just started walking around the school with him.
Like, I remember I saw him in the hallway once, and he had this really big backpack, and I was just like, is that someone's son or something? And I just see this big backpack on him, like, that's a student, oh my god! Because he's like, he's like this tall. He was 16, and he's like the shittiest kid ever.
Yeah, he's really annoying. He acts like a fucking elementary schooler.
For all you know, he could actually.
He probably wasn't.
He should have stayed. I don't want him.
Oh my god.
Maybe he was like one of those geniuses that like goes to college at our age.
Probably, but he was annoying. He was really immature.
It was so funny. Just, and then like our friend Lucas guessed his name. like he just straight up like looked at him and he called and like he just shouted his name. They were like, "Stop talking to me!" Like, oh my god.
Was that actually his name?
Yes, his name was.
Oh shit.
Dude, Tucker has some funny ass people.
It was a weird ass school, man.
That's right.